Apple and their approval process. So if we're able to get that submitted sooner, I can push our team to focus on the app first, and then we'll probably hear some feedback from Apple, or it could just all the way get pushed through. So that's why I think it's important to get it to that published state for us, so that I can push our team to prioritize the app, and we can go through the approval process for Apple.
Oh, okay. So because we need the app demo is as soon as possible.
And that's the first thing that we need to do to get to the app demo.
Yeah, that's right. I will discuss back to Mr. Lam as soon as possible to make clear about the deadline for all of us. But I don't know how what is the current status of the app you have on the platform, and you can quickly build the app, or
Current status of what? I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
for this project BB01. So what is current status of the team can support? That mean everything can be easily to customize and publish the app, or we need to develop more.
You all will need to start developing that and push it to our team. So one thing let me look at the actual app itself.
Okay.
Let me share my screen. So do you all have an Apple developer account? So it looks like the information here isn't was just kind of put in as a placeholder. We will need your Apple account developer information, or your Apple developer account information here.
So what happened if I have this one already? I think I have Apple account, Apple developer account already.
You would just put those current details in here.
Oh, okay. See, yeah.
So you don't need a new Apple developer account. Just use that old one that you have currently.
Okay, and yep.
And then
yes.
Once you've had these details, you will need to invite our team via this email, so that we can then go in and publish it on your account's behalf.
Okay. Yep. I see. Understand.
Looks like everything from like the login methods and all that looks good. I'll run a translate through this just to make sure if there's anything that Apple may flag, I'll let you know. And but I'll let you know if there's anything there. So again, first thing that I would focus on is putting your team details here, and then inviting us to your account, because that's once we're invited and have accepted it, you'll hit this continue button, and the final page is submitting it to us. Once it gets submitted to us, I'll notify my team to prioritize the app because of that August 15th timeline.
I see.
Once that's been done, next phase is going to really be working on building out the actual content itself. So creating a community here. So whatever the name is, it's going to be labeled as a community in our system, but basically creating the name for all the information and content that you're going to be housing within the platform. And if I go to one of my examples here, this is the initial information that you'll see is here. You'll select privacy setting, all this good stuff. this feature build out. This is where you'll add the different tiles and pieces of content that you can point your users to.
Okay.
So I
Cool.
see,
Oh.
I think it was, point E in your email from this morning about designing properly the UI and US icons to look as close to as possible with the different local banks and currency essentially. When you're creating these features,
Yep.
you have that option to select whatever icon you want.
Okay.
So if we type money, for example, and then find a style that we like, maybe it's just iOS or iOS glyphs, I can then choose.
And we can upload our own design.
You can also upload your own design as well.
Okay. Okay. I see.
And if you do end up going this route where you're looking through our icons, and then we hit, let me go back.
Oh yeah, upload image. See now.
Yeah, I'll go show that in just a second. It's not giving me that. Yeah, you uploading image here. You would just select your own image, put it into the platform, and you can go from there.
Okay. See.
There's also a site. I don't know if you have your own designer, but this website has a lot of great icons.
Yeah, I see.
That you can
this
also
one
use.
I can figure out my own. That's okay. Yeah, thanks.
Okay.
And one more thing I would like to ask: how to integrate the payment system, or we do it by our own, or is there support?
The payment system, you'll be using what's called our web link feature here.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, this will just link out to another website for that payment system. So you would just put in the link for the payment system website.
Link to API. That's one. Yeah. Okay. Send to that.
Yep. What do you have other questions about just that app build?
Yes, because if you link to the other payment, but when the payment is completed, how they send the status back to the system?
I don't know how that's going to look quite yet, to be honest, or what that linking back is going to look like, without looking further into whichever transit system or ticket system you're going to be using. That's probably the most important, or I guess that's one of the most important questions that will need to be answered is how's that going to link back?
Okay, I will. I find out. No worries. That's okay. I just asked if you can support that's way, but I know how to. We can do in some other way. No worries. Yeah, thanks.
What other questions? Are there other questions that you have right now?
I think that's okay. Thanks. I will try to set up our app as soon as possible. Finish the setup.
Fantastic. For point number 2 in your email, Lam, about the different languages that the platform needs to support.
Yes.
Trying to think the best way to demonstrate this. So, can't share my phone either. Just share my screen. So, like anything you type from your features here, you have that option to put whatever language you'd like, but it will remain consistent while viewing, I guess, the platform from the user's standpoint. So, welcome guide announcements here, that's in English. your users will have the option to also set a default language for the app itself. And so that's where things that are more hard coded, like home, connection, shake, chat, me, those little icons towards the bottom, those would be represented in whichever language you chose to have the app setting in.
So you mean it will consistent with their system automatically,
Yes.
or automatically?
Yes.
Okay, that's
These would sync to the language that's consistent with their system. The content that's created here is driven more so by your team in terms of how you want that to be represented.
I see. But how many languages do you support at the moment?
How many languages do we support? That's a good question. Let me.
Maybe in your website, right? In your site.
Yeah, let me pull up an article here. Currently, we support 34 languages.
Wow, that's a good one. We only need the two or three.
Yeah, here's the different languages that we do support. If there's one that you don't see on there that you need, let me know, but I think it might be covered. I think they all might be covered that you mentioned.
Okay, most of the language we need is there already. Okay, that's good. Yeah, so I think that's good enough.
Okay.
I think we can finish the post to check first.